Dads get a bad rap. Sometimes the problems that you're blaming on your dad, that you're calling daddy issues, is really a mother wound. And your mother wound is showing up and wreaking havoc in your adult relationships with men. Let's talk about it. So absolutely both parents play a role in your identity or identity crisis for someone when it comes to who you are and who you are supposed to be in relationships. So we are not excusing dads at all. But what we are going to do right now is put the focus on how your mother wound really impacts the way you see yourself, the partners you choose, and the behavioral patterns that you have in your relationships. Because mothers are the identifying parent for most women, you begin to see yourself through the eyes of your mother. How she sees you, that's how you interpret yourself, and that becomes your identity, right? You also do your best to emulate her on an unconscious level before you come aware of it. So her negative thoughts, beliefs, and patterns become your negative thoughts, beliefs, and patterns about yourself, about men, and about the world, and about what you are worthy of having. Which means that when your identity that you've inherited and that you've taken on from your mother is based in trauma, based in chaos, or based in dysfunction, so is your outlook on your life. So is your desire to have things for your life. And so is your belief in what it is that you deserve and what you are actually worthy of having. Simply put, your mother wound stops you from having the healthy, loving, nourishing, nurturing relationship that you desire and deserve, even if you have options and there are men who want to give it to you, because you will stay in the identity that that wound is telling you you have to live in before you make a choice to get what you really want, if it means stepping outside of that identity. If you had a mom who was overly judgmental or overly critical, you will always question your beliefs, always question your thoughts, and always question your decisions. You won't ever feel empowered enough or smart enough or capable enough of making the right decision for yourself. And that will lead to you choosing partners who are manipulative, controlling, and potentially abusive. If you had a mother who did not nourish and nurture you emotionally and who parentified you and made you her partner in the relationship as opposed to her child, when you get into relationships, you believe that you have to be the parent and the housekeeper and the receptionist to the man in your life. And so you put up a wall when it comes to intimacy and emotional connection, and you are operating more on making sure that the relationship runs efficiently as if it's a business agreement. If you had a mother who never took accountability for her actions, who never apologized to you, and who never showed empathy, you will normalize rude, harsh, and even dangerous behaviors from your partner because you are not used to being treated with love or with care. So when you're in the relationship with your potential partner, husband, mate, you'll be okay with them being demeaning to you, with them putting you down, with them being emotionally abusive, because that is the environment that you grew up in. And so you disconnect from that emotional part of yourself. You often disconnect from your feminine energy, and you begin to operate in a hyper masculine way based on that mother wound. You may even have had a mother who made you responsible for her happiness, right? Because she didn't have a partner, because her relationships may have failed in the past, because she was single and had to work and do so much, and we commend her for that. But the part that we don't commend her for is then putting the responsibility and the blame on you, making you the one who has to ensure her happiness, ensure her satisfaction. So you have to make sure that the house is clean. You have to make sure that all your siblings are behaving. You have to show up in this really perfect way. And what that breeds is a level of pretentiousness, because you do not believe that you are valuable or worthy inherently, but you have to constantly do something to feed the need for happiness or satisfaction in her. Now shows up in your relationships with your partners, and you are constantly trying to appease them instead of simply being in the relationship and being your genuine self. Healing your mother wound is the key to you having healthy relationships that are satisfying, that are nourishing, that are nurturing, that you enjoy, and you getting over your people-pleasing ways and your feelings of inadequacy or insecurity or unworthiness, or your thought pattern that you have to save everyone. And in order to heal your mother wound, you first need to recognize that you have been wounded by your mother. it is okay to say, here are some of the things that I need to change, that I need to fix, and that I need to address in my relationship with my mom so that I can have healthier relationships with men. I'd love to know what you think about this. Let me know your comments down below. And if you are ready to start healing your mother wound and having healthy relationships, book a call with me at the link in my bio.